The legs are the first system in the body to begin to fail after the age of 65. It's not the heart, not the lungs, and not even the brain, it's the legs. And when the legs start to weaken, something much bigger happens: you begin to lose your independence. The risk of falls increases significantly, and with that comes the danger of hip fractures, which are among the most serious injuries in older adults. A single fall can be enough to leave you bedridden, needing help even with simple everyday tasks. Getting up from a chair, walking to the bathroom, climbing a single step, all of this becomes a challenge. But here's the good news, and this is essential to understand: loss of leg strength is neither inevitable nor irreversible. With the right strategy, your body can regain strength much faster than most people imagine. There are 5 specific exercises that, when done correctly, can help reverse years of muscle loss in just 8 weeks. These exercises can restore your strength, improve your balance, and bring back a level of independence you may not have felt in decades. And best of all, you don't need expensive gym equipment, nor do you need to put strain on your knees or your spine. Everything can be done safely at home, using just a chair and a wall for support. In this content, you will learn exactly how to perform each of these exercises correctly, step by step, to get the best results without injuring yourself. But before we continue, leave a comment saying where you're watching from. I'm genuinely curious to see how far this message is reaching. Let's start with the first exercise, the standing heel raise. Most people completely ignore the calves when thinking about strengthening their legs. They focus only on the thighs, especially the quadriceps, which are larger and more visible in the front. But what many people don't realize is that the calves are the foundation that keeps you standing. They play an essential role in controlling the ankle, and the ankle is one of the most important joints for maintaining balance. Whenever you step on an uneven surface, whether it's a small slope, a rock, or an uneven sidewalk, your ankle immediately reacts to stabilize your body and prevent a fall. But this automatic adjustment only works well when your calves are strong. When they are weak, they can't stabilize the ankle quickly enough. The result is simple: the ankle twists, balance is lost, and the fall happens. In fact, falls caused by ankle weakness are among the leading causes of hip fractures in people over 65. And a hip fracture is not just a common injury, it can be devastating. Studies show that about 50% of people who suffer this type of fracture never walk normally again. That's why strengthening the calves is not optional, it is essential for maintaining mobility, safety, and independence. The standing heel raise works these muscles directly. To do it, stand with your feet shoulder-width apart. If needed, lightly hold onto a chair or the wall to maintain balance. From this position, slowly lift your heels off the ground until you are on your tiptoes. Hold for about 2 seconds, fully contracting your calves, then lower yourself slowly in a controlled manner. It may seem like a simple movement, but don't underestimate its effectiveness. Each repetition activates and strengthens the 2 main calf muscles, the gastrocnemius and the soleus, which are essential for stabilizing the ankle and supporting body weight. Over time, this exercise improves balance, reduces the risk of falls, and creates a much stronger and more stable foundation for every step you take. Studies show that people over the age of 65 who perform heel raises 3 times a week for 12 weeks can reduce their risk of falls by up to 73%. Yes, 73%. In addition, these individuals also show an improvement of approximately 25% in walking speed, because stronger calves drive each step with more power and stability. And best of all, this exercise can be done almost anywhere, while you're waiting in line at the supermarket, brushing your teeth, or even cooking. By taking advantage of these small moments throughout the day, you can complete sets of 20 repetitions and build strength without needing to set aside specific time to train. But how do you do it correctly? Stand upright with your feet shoulder-width apart. If needed, lightly place your hands on a wall or a chair to maintain balance. From this position, lift your heels off the ground until you're on your tiptoes. Now let's move on to the second exercise, the wall sit. The quadriceps is the largest and one of the strongest muscles in the entire body. It is located at the front of the thigh, and its main function is to extend the knee. Whenever you stand up from a chair, climb a step, or simply walk, the quadriceps is doing most of the work. However, it is also one of the muscles that declines the fastest with aging. After the age of 65, without strength training stimulus, you can lose up to 8% of your quadriceps muscle mass per decade. This means that by age 75, you may have already lost a significant amount, in some cases, nearly half the strength you had at 50. And when the quadriceps is weak, simple tasks start to become extremely difficult. Standing up from a chair without using your hands becomes a challenge. Climbing stairs requires excessive effort and constant support on the handrail. Walking on inclined or uneven surfaces becomes unsafe. Gradually, your world starts to shrink to only flat and controlled spaces. The problem is that many traditional exercises for strengthening the quadriceps, such as deep-weighted squats, can be dangerous for people over 65. They can overload the joints, especially the knees, column, and increase the risk of injuries. That's exactly why the wall sit becomes such an effective and safe alternative. This exercise intensely strengthens the quadriceps without impact and without unnecessary stress on the joints. To do it, position yourself with your back fully supported against a wall and slowly slide your body down until your knees form an angle of approximately 90 degrees, as if you were sitting in an invisible chair. In this position, the quadriceps is maximally activated to support your body weight against gravity. Since there is no joint movement, there is no significant friction in the knee, making the exercise much safer. It provides an intense strength stimulus without wear and tear. Additionally, because it is a static position, you can maintain the muscle contraction for 30, 40, or even 50 seconds, creating a very strong stimulus for building strength and endurance. Studies show that people over the age of 65 who perform the wall sit 3 times per week for 8 weeks can increase quadriceps strength by up to 45% and improve their ability to stand up from a chair by about 60%. And that makes all the difference. It is literally the line that separates dependence from independence. The key is proper execution. Your knee should be exactly at a 90-degree angle, not lower, to avoid overloading the joints, and not higher, which would reduce the intensity of the exercise. Your back should remain fully supported against the wall, without arching your lower back. If you arch, you end up transferring the load incorrectly to your spine. At first, it may be difficult to hold this position for 30 seconds. Your legs will shake, they will burn, and that is completely normal. In fact, this discomfort is a sign that your muscles are being activated and strengthened. Over time, your body adapts, and what once seemed impossible starts to become easier and easier. You can start with just 15 seconds, rest, and try again. Each week, increase by about 5 seconds. In approximately 6 weeks, you will already be able to hold the position for 1 minute much more easily. This gradual progression is what allows the body to strengthen safely, without overload or risk of injury. But how do you do it correctly? Stand with your back supported against a wall and your feet shoulder-width apart. Slowly slide your body down until your knees are bent at a 90-degree angle, with your thighs parallel to the ground. Keep your back completely straight and supported against the wall. Hold this position for about 30 seconds, then rest for 1 minute. Repeat this process 3 times and perform the exercise 3 times per week. It's important to understand that some transformations don't happen overnight. They are built with consistency, through small actions done daily, in a safe and progressive way. And if something sparked within you as you heard this, if you felt that your body still has the potential to improve, you may be ready for a true metabolic reset. This is not just a program, it's an opportunity to follow a structured 3-phase method that can make you feel stronger, more stable, and with less pain in just a few weeks, to the point where you may almost forget what it felt like before. With daily guidance, a checklist to start your day pain-free, and simple, effective nutritional guides, you will have all the tools you need to rebuild a life with autonomy and confidence. The link is in the first pinned comment, but it's for those who are truly ready to commit to their own health. Now, do you see how these exercises strengthen the body without causing pain? Then get ready, because the next one is the most important when it comes to climbing stairs. Exercise number 3, step up. Let me tell you a real story. Rosa, 70 years old, lived in a second-floor apartment without an elevator. Over time, climbing stairs became so difficult and painful that she simply stopped leaving her home. She started ordering everything by phone and meeting visitors outside, unable to go up and down easily. Her life became limited to those 4 walls. When she came to me, the first thing I noticed was that her legs trembled when trying to step onto a simple step. Her quadriceps were weak, her glutes barely activated, and each step was a battle against gravity. That's when I taught her the step-up exercise. She started with a low step, about 10 centimeters, going up and down 10 times with each leg. In the first few weeks, it wasn't easy. Her legs tired quickly, there was discomfort, and it seemed like progress would be slow. But she persisted. After 6 weeks, she was already able to step onto a 20 centimeters step without shaking. And in just 3 months, she was climbing the entire building's stairs again without needing to hold onto the handrail. She called me, emotional and crying with joy, because she had regained something that seemed lost, her freedom. The step-up is one of the most functional exercises for the legs because it exactly replicates the motion of climbing stairs. When you step up, one leg must lift your entire body weight against gravity, while the other provides little assistance. This type of unilateral movement is extremely challenging and requires strength not only from the quadriceps but also from the glutes and the stabilizing muscles around the knee and ankle. And this is exactly the kind of strength you need to develop to maintain your independence. Because in real life, stairs are everywhere, in buildings, sidewalks, public transportation, and homes. If you lose the ability to climb stairs, your world becomes drastically limited. In addition, climbing stairs is one of the best indicators of cardiovascular health. People who can climb 2 flights of stairs without stopping have up to an 80% lower risk of developing heart disease compared to those who cannot. The key to this exercise is to start with a low height and progress gradually. Don't try to begin with high steps, as this can overload your knees and cause injuries. Start with about 10 centimeters. It can be a low step, a platform, or even a stack of sturdy, secure books. Step up with one leg, bring the other up, then step down in a controlled manner. Alternate legs and do 10 repetitions with each one. Then rest. Over time, as your strength increases, you can gradually raise the height of the step and the intensity of the exercise, making your legs stronger, more stable, and ready for any daily challenge. Repeat 2 sets of 10 repetitions with each leg, 3 times per week. Every 2 weeks, if you feel stronger and more confident, increase the step height by about 5 centimeters. In approximately 2 months, you will be using a 20 centimeters step, which is the standard height of most stairs. And when you reach that level, climbing stairs in your daily life will no longer feel like an effort, it will become natural. Rosa, for example, now goes up and down her building's stairs several times a day without even thinking about it. She regained something far more valuable than strength, she regained years of life and freedom. But how do you do it correctly? Place a low, sturdy step in front of you, starting at about 10 centimeters in height. Step up with your right foot, pushing your body up until you are fully standing on the step. Then bring your left foot up. After that, step down in a controlled manner while maintaining balance. Alternate legs and perform 2 sets of 10 repetitions with each leg, 3 times per week. As your strength increases, gradually raise the height. Now let's move on to exercise number 2, the glute bridge. Have you ever wondered why so many people over the age of 65 suffer from constant lower back pain that never seems to go away, even with painkillers? The answer, in most cases, isn't in the spine, it's in the glutes. The glutes are the strongest and most powerful muscles in the human body. They are designed to stabilize the pelvis and protect the lower spine from overload. When they are strong and active, they support much of the trunk's weight, maintain proper pelvic alignment, and prevent excessive strain on the lower back. However, over the years, especially in people who spend a lot of time sitting, the glutes begin to shut down. They lose their efficient connection with the brain, become weak, and stop performing their main function. When this happens, the lower back has to compensate, using smaller muscles that weren't designed to handle that much load. The result is overload, inflammation, and the development of chronic pain that never seems to go away. The glute bridge is one of the most effective exercises for reactivating these muscles and restoring proper body function. To do it, lie on your back on the floor with your knees bent and your feet flat, shoulder width apart. Keep your arms at your sides. Then, contract your glutes and lift your hips until your body forms a straight line from your knees to your shoulders. Hold this position for about 3 seconds, squeezing your glutes as much as possible, then lower yourself slowly in a controlled manner. Each repetition helps retrain the muscle, strengthening the connection between the brain and the glutes and gradually increasing strength. Studies show that people over the age of 65 who perform this exercise 3 times per week for 8 weeks can reduce lower back pain by up to 72% and improve physical function by about 60%. This is extremely significant. And there's an additional benefit that few people know: strong glutes improve the posture of the entire body. When they are active, the pelvis is properly positioned, the spine aligns naturally, and the shoulders open back. This makes you walk more upright, with less effort and even with a more youthful appearance. In addition, strong glutes help protect the knees. In movements such as climbing stairs, standing up from a chair, or walking on inclines, the glutes should take on most of the load. When they are weak, the knees compensate and become overloaded, which leads to pain and joint wear. But when the glutes are strong, this load is properly redistributed, relieving the knees and allowing them to recover. Many people report that after a few weeks of doing glute bridges, knee pain decreases or even disappears even without performing specific exercises for that joint. This happens because the root cause of the problem has been addressed: weak glutes. To perform it correctly, lie on your back with your knees bent, feet shoulder width apart, and arms at your sides. Contract your glutes and lift your hips until your knees, hips, and shoulders are aligned. Hold for 3 seconds, then lower slowly. Do 3 sets of 15 repetitions, 3 times per week. Now you already have 4 extremely powerful exercises. But the most important one is still missing. Exercise number 1, seated leg extension. The biggest mistake many people make when trying to strengthen their legs after 65 is choosing exercises that overload the spine, such as barbell squats or heavy leg presses. These movements compress the spinal discs and can cause herniations, chronic pain, and even permanent injuries, especially in older adults. But the quadriceps, the most important muscle in the legs, needs to be strengthened. So the question arises, how can you do this without harming your spine? The answer lies in the seated leg extension. This is one of the few exercises that can isolate and strengthen the quadriceps without placing load on the spine. This is because you are seated, with your back fully supported, and only your legs are moving. The spine remains static, protected, and free from unnecessary pressure. To perform it, sit on a sturdy chair with an upright posture and your back well supported against the backrest. From this position, slowly extend one leg forward until it is completely straight, parallel to the ground. Then flex your foot toward your body. This simple detail significantly increases muscle activation. Hold the leg extended for about 3 seconds, feeling the quadriceps contract and work intensely. Then lower it slowly over approximately 4 seconds, resisting gravity throughout the movement. That is one complete repetition, about 7 seconds of continuous tension on the muscle. Full leg extension especially activates the vastus medialis, which is the part of the quadriceps responsible for stabilizing the patella, kneecap. When this muscle is weak, the patella tends to move out of proper alignment, causing pain when climbing stairs or standing up from a chair. But when you strengthen the vastus medialis, the patella returns to its ideal position, and the pain begins to disappear. What's most impressive is that the seated leg extension can generate levels of muscle activation comparable to heavy exercises like weighted squats, but without the associated risk. Electromyography studies, which measure the electrical activity of muscles, show that the quadriceps can reach up to 90% of its maximum capacity during this exercise when performed correctly. That is more than enough to stimulate significant muscle growth. And because it is a safe exercise, you can perform it more frequently, even daily, without the need for long recovery periods. More frequency means more stimulus and, consequently, greater strength gains in less time. People over the age of 65 who perform leg extensions every day for 12 weeks can increase quadriceps strength by up to 52%. This can mean the difference between depending on someone to stand up and being able to do it independently, with ease and safety. The secret lies in full control of the movement. Lift in about 3 seconds, hold the contraction for another 3 seconds, and lower in 4 seconds. Each repetition should last approximately 10 seconds. Avoid using momentum or swinging your leg. Control in every inch of the movement is what truly produces results. To do it correctly, sit on a sturdy chair with your back supported and your feet on the floor. Slowly extend your right leg over 3 seconds until it is completely straight and parallel to the ground. Flex your foot toward your body, hold for 3 seconds, then lower it over 4 seconds in a controlled manner. Do 3 sets of 12 repetitions with each leg, every day. Now you have all 5 exercises that target every essential area of the legs after the age of 65. But strengthening the legs is only part of the equation. There is another crucial factor that many people ignore: chronic inflammation. It can block metabolism, hinder muscle recovery, and prevent the body from building strength efficiently. In the next content, you will discover exactly which compounds help fight this inflammation, how much to use of each, and what real results you can expect within the first few weeks. Click now and discover how to transform your body from the inside out.